Well, Dom, at least you got something to listen to then. People, thank you for joining me once again for the next episode of the Ace Attorney Chronicles. What we're gonna do today is the start of episode 4. And that means that, we have a few new characters that are gonna join us eventually, and a new case. You're still looking for the trap-inch, aren't you? We're gonna have a new case, new characters. At least I think it's a new case. I'm not entirely sure about that one, to be fair, because last one kind of ended abruptly with the guy just dying, with the former culprit, Mr. McGildet. So yeah. Let me put this there really quick. Episode 4 has 8 parts, which means that it's by far the biggest out of all. Or episode 4. Is that correct? No, episode 5 is 8 parts. Episode 4 has 4 parts, which means that episode 5 is, of course, going to be the biggest one. Either way, let's start this, shall we? Let's see. Do I have everything set up properly here? Let's see. There we go. I don't even think I have to get this on. This is just for the music. If the music is too loud, let me know, by the way. I don't think it is, though, so... That's why... I do think we need it for the opening cutscene. Yeah, so I killed my last Pokemon the first encounter Trapinch, and the first time ever I fat fingered the run button. And guess what? It actually worked. That makes... that just shows your luck on this, doesn't it? Do I need myself for this? What did I do last episode? Did I put myself in the spotlight? No, I did not, as a matter of fact. Okay, that's good. Solid, actually. So I don't have to listen to myself. Okay, let's start this. Select adventure. Resolve, okay. Select adventure. We did episode 1, we did episode 3, now we can go to episode 4. The Adventure of the Clouded Kokoro, whatever the fuck that means. Start playing from here? Yes, because that's what I gotta do. How about I put this...
I begin to think, Wilson, said Sholmes, turning his head languidly in my direction, that there is more to this case than that which we have observed. Indeed, that there may be another part to this story that we are yet to discover. His eyes wandered, following the steam rising from his cup of herbal tea, leading him to the distant memory of that snowy evening.
I wish my voice was that deep, Jesus.
Collapsed on the pavement along Briar Road, and to the knife in her back. Lit in the soft glow of gas lamps, a most extraordinary scene had been set. And under the cover of a light fog, the curtain had risen silently on the insoluble mystery of our invisible killer.
Oh, invisible! Another one that's invisible. Seems like everybody's invisible. 19th of February, 9:47 AM. British Supreme Court. Lord Chief Justice's office. Lord Chief Justice. Dom, do you know if that's an actual title? Lord Chief Justice? Did you sleep last night, Mr. Naruhodo? No, not at all. It was an enormous hotel, wasn't it? The rooms were so luxurious, I felt like we were staying in a palace, and with all the gaslights twinkling, it was brighter than day, even in the middle of the night. What about the enormous beds? After my time on the SS Buria, I wasn't going to waste a single inch of that space. You son of a gun, I'm watching a movie and you decide to I know. I read your notification, so here I am. You're gonna have to watch this one instead, because this is a better movie, because you don't know how this movie ends. What movie are you watching anyway? Spend the entire night rolling from one side of the mattress to the other. I love that. Oh yes, it really was the sort of night you can only dream of normally. Except when I learned that we owed £3 for the rooms. That dream quickly turned into a nightmare. Oops, sorry about that. Yeah, you should have taken the 1k quid, so... Romeo must die. Yeah, you've watched that one before. Put it on pause, let's do this. You know, this is a better storyline anyway. The building was so impressive and the entrance so inviting, I just wandered in without thinking. In a lodging house in Japan, that sum of money would put a roof over your head for a whole year. I did try, but I'm afraid I couldn't help my tears when we were presented with the bill. I really am sorry. Well, never mind. We must find some more affordable lodging straight away. Should have taken the money from Mr. McGildet. If we're not careful, our entire stipend will be used up in 10 days or less. London is a scary place. Good morning to you at this early hour. I swear to God, he's looking like a villain. He's probably the final boss or something. Oh, yes, well... Good morning to you, Lord Chief Justice. Is Lord Chief Justice really a title? I've seen it quite a lot, considering it has one of my favorite martial arts starring, which is? Martial artists. Okay, so not martial arts, martial artists. Which is? Who's that? Jackie Chan. Sonata's son is amazing. She doesn't bat an eyelid, even in the presence of the imposing Lord Strongheart. Yes, I believe you had a very comprehensive initiation into British courtroom practices. Oh yes, it was very eye-opening, thank you. You should try and stream in 4K at one point. To be fair, I don't have 4K monitors, so... And don't they cost a lot of money? And in accordance with your instructions, Lord Strongheart, Mr. Naruhodo performed his duty to the end. Yes, I've already been apprised of events. You conducted a remarkable defense. You may consider the task passed. Oh? No longer are you a student from the Empire of Japan. You may henceforth claim to be a fully fledged lawyer. My country is delighted to welcome young talent from such a remote eastern island. A remote, maybe back in the day. Thank you very much. So I'm a lawyer now. Now, in view of your new appointment, I have a fresh case in mind for you. I'd like you to take it at once. I trust that won't be a problem. Another case already? Nothing trains a lawyer better than practical experience. It cost me £380. What the fuck, Josh? For a monitor. It's much more expensive than my two monitors combined. It's the same monitor, never mind that, but it's much more than my two monitors combined. I'm sure I don't sense dissatisfaction, do I? It's just that yesterday's trial ended unusually. I haven't quite come to terms with it. What's come to terms with? The man was cleared. What more were you hoping for? The culpability of the defendant at the present time has been established by the court. Consequently, the jury will not be required to prowl for judgment. Yeah. Yeah, the man was found, well... The court case was dismissed because the evidence wasn't clear, so... For a 4K 28-inch phone, it's a good deal. I don't know. I don't know. I've never looked at that high before, so... And to be honest, I think it's too sharp for my eyes. I really like the... I think I got a 180p? Or 12? No, I got a 180p. And it's fine for me. This is already sharp enough for my fucking brain, so... I don't need any more than this. Remember, I got migraine, so the sharper the monitor is, the more and the faster I get my migraine. So this is good enough for me. As for you, my dear fellow, I can ask for a better defense, blah, blah. We're just gonna skip this. You can read this for yourself if you want. That you get all the good visuals, all the pretty pixels. Well, the thing is, my left eye turns pixelated as well whenever I do have my migraine, so... I just can't tell... oh, wait, wrong one. I just can't help wondering if Mr. McGilder really was innocent. Mr. Naruhodo. It's just that I've never managed to ascertain the truth. And then the trial ended. Well, your job as a lawyer isn't... Is he actually guilty or not? You're supposed to find him not guilty. But since you couldn't do that, because of the evidence, yes, you can wonder whatever, but it's your duty as a lawyer to find him not guilty or dismiss the case, so... Well, you need to let in trouble for you for a second longer. Sorry? What do you mean, Lord Strongheart? He died. Magnus McGill had passed away, immediately following the trial. No. What? Mr. yeah. Dead? I have 19 minutes and 41 seconds until on my next engagement. Time enough to talk. At least he's precise. I guess we can just converse with the guy. Mr. McGill is deaf. I don't understand. What happened? How can he be dead? After the trial concluded yesterday, there was a great commotion in the Old Bailey. As you'll presumably recall, an omnibus had been wheeled into the courtroom. Yeah, of course. That was the scene of the crime, which Mr. McGill had been accused of. Precisely. Well, the bailiff's attention was diverted by some other matter. The omnibus went up in flames. No. How could such a thing have happened? That is being investigated as we speak, but already the police have identified a corpse found inside the charred shell of the carriage as that of Mr. McGill did. That's awful. The man must have slipped inside whilst the bailiff's attention was elsewhere. The bailiff really needs to pay more attention. And how could that have happened? That is also being investigated as we speak. Thinking back now, immediately after the trial, Mr. McGill did mention going back into the courtroom to look at the omnibus. Yeah, he did mention that. He did mention that indeed. And somehow he ended up in the omnibus. Probably got shoved in there with the door locked and everything, and then somebody set him on fire. Not to my knowledge, I don't believe Scotland Yard had any intention of re-examining the carriage. But then what was Mr. McGill talking about? Never mind that now, the Yard is making a thorough investigation. This matter is no longer any concern of yours, leave it to the police. And they already fucked up once, so why wouldn't they fuck up again? British court. So, how did you find your first taste of our country's Supreme Court? Oh, well, I don't know. I mean, it was wow. Such a wayward words. Mr. Naruhodo means that the whole experience was steeped in solemnity of Great Britain's long history. It's really a world apart from our own judicial system in Japan, which is only a few short decades old. Wow, she has such a wayward word. Shut the fuck, don't take my quotes. Those are my quotes and mine only. And you seem to have a way of failing to find the right ones. Shh. I will hang you up on the cocks after behind the guy. The judicial system here is the most advanced in the world. Learn all you can. The most advanced in the world, is it? It was fortunate that your very first trial was a simple affair. Simple? That was simple? Well, yeah. We're gonna have 4 parts now. The last one was 2 parts in total, so... As I believe I mentioned yesterday morning, it was a trial you couldn't lose. Something tells me it has something to do with it as well. I don't mean to be contrary, Lord Strongheart, but the case was anything but simple. The circumstances of the case were so incriminating, I was stunned when I first heard them. In fact, I'm still finding it hard to believe that we managed to get a favorable verdict. He didn't get a verdict! He wasn't found guilty, but he wasn't found not guilty either. The case was dismissed because it was declared a mistrial. A mistrial doesn't mean he's guilty or not guilty. It's just that the fucking evidence in this specific case is literally being thrown out because we couldn't find the problems with what is tampered with and what wasn't. Is something funny? No, my apologies. However, the fact is that you did receive the not guilty verdict you set out to achieve. Yeah, that's a little bit of a problem that I have with this specific game, but okay. And it can only be attributed to exceptional talent. Wouldn't you agree? Well, I think it's most likely because Mr. McGildet had people working for him within the fucking police. Or maybe you helped him a little bit because you are part of the elite as well. And the guy with the knife, that was also a juror, who actually was like, hey, fuck the rich. I'm like, based. Well, I don't know about that. Well, never mind. You exceeded my expectations. I freely admit that much at least is an undeniable truth, which is precisely why I've prepared the new case for the one that I mentioned before. What was he going to say before? Ha ha ha, Holly. Doc, it sounds like you're making me sneeze. Ha ha ha, Holly. Okay, new case. Hey Josh, how you doing? Yeah, how's Josh doing? Could you perhaps give us more details about the new case you mentioned? Don't tell me it's a murder and the trial starts in 10 minutes. Don't worry, it's nothing so alarming or quite so urgent as your last assignment. In fact, this case is completely different. Oh, I see. Did you just read my mind? That is to say, no one has died, as yet. And the trial will not be today. There's plenty of time to research the case thoroughly. 23 hours, 43 minutes, and 19 seconds to be precise. So the trial's tomorrow then. Is everything alright? Yeah, I'm just a little confused, that's all. Yesterday's trial was... well, it's left me wondering if I'm really cut out for being a lawyer. Oh, Mr. Naruhodo. I don't know if I could face standing in that courtroom again after Mr. McGilder's trial. Ah yes, I nearly forgot. There's one similarity with yesterday's case. Once again, there is currently no one to advocate for the defense. Oh. If the situation remains unchanged, the trial will start tomorrow when the defendant unrepresented. Hey Tony, I'm doing good, just doing my mom's dinner for her. Why are you fucking your mom's dinner, Josh? What the fuck's wrong with you? Tony, how was your weekend? And if that happens, I need not remind you of the inevitable outcome. He's fucking a sandwich for her. The most terrible end awaits the defendant. Yes, that's right. Ah, here we go again. Your time is up. You will have to excuse me. I would advise you to begin making preparation for tomorrow's trial. After all, the clock is ever ticking. I like how his office is also in the Big Ben, which is just a big clock, okay? Oh, keep it classy. I'm gonna miss those kids tray you pop in the oven. What type of kids trays are we talking? What's on there? What am I looking for in terms of kids? I've never heard of kids trays before, so is that something American? Last time you mentioned 24 hours, you said there was plenty of time. And one more thing, Mr. Naruhodo. There is something I should like to ask you. What's that? Yesterday you remarked upon something that you intend to see through the will of your late compatriot, Mr. Asogi. I would be interested to hear what exactly you mean by that. Inside 34 seconds. Oh well, let's just wait. Kazuma always used to say, you see, that he wanted to learn how the greatest justice system in the world worked so he could change ours in Japan. Now that he's gone, I'd like to work towards that myself. And there's another thing. He's not saying it, I like your dick. Another thing, continue. On the way here on the steamship, he said something to me. There's something very important I have to do. Something very important. And what exactly would that be? He never had a chance to tell me. I suppose he would have done. Can I send it? Of course you can send images here. What the fuck do you mean? Like the ones with the mac and cheese, chicken nuggets and other... I've never heard of chicken trays with mac and cheese, chicken nuggets and other side dishes before. It looks like one of those trays from school that is... I've never heard that before, so... but no, don't send images in here. You can't even send images in here. But no, you can. The bloody Americans always have to be weird. Yeah. I'll send in Discord. The fuck is this? Kid Cuisine All-Star Chicken Breast Nuggets. pudding now with cookie spoon. I don't know what to think of this. It looks horrible and tasty at the same time. Is it just me? Is this really pudding? What the fuck are you Americans doing with food over there? Welcome to America. Yeah, welcome to America indeed. No, we basically have mashed potato. Basically, they mash greens for us here, and then they put it in a jar, and then like boom, mashed kidney beans or mashed whatever, you know, mashed potato with kidney beans, and then it works. It's tasty as fuck, actually, if you heat it up. But this, I've never seen this before. I have seen this, don't get me wrong, I've seen this before in things like Home Alone, where they did this, because Kevin microwaved something there, but I've never seen this. This is an entire fucking 4-course meal. I mean, you do have your... I guess it's mac and cheese. I can't tell what this is. This is the pudding then, with a cookie spoon. And then you have your chicken breasts, and then this is corn by the looks of it. Don't really know. Maybe small potato fries. I can't tell. I don't know. But mac and cheese, pudding with cookie spoon, chicken nuggets, and corn. So what's the point of having all this in the same tray? Do we just dip the cookie in the pudding? Or the cookie, no, not the cookie. Do we just dip the chicken nugget in the pudding, and then we have a chocolate chicken nugget? It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense whatsoever. Tony, what the hell? It comes out with a plastic film that you poke a hole in with the fork. Yeah, I know how that part works, but it's just like I already see my kid sitting there, and he's like. You know? I wonder if that's is that actually a thing? Fucking chicken nuggets with chocolate pudding? Oh god. Don't. Ugh. Okay, good to know. Good to know. You're out of time. Well, thank you for that enlightening discussion. Missing Naruhodo, what's all this about? Mr. Asogi never once mentioned anything of the sort to me. Well, I'm his best friend, you're a moron. I urge you both to focus of your attentions on the matter at hand. I've taken the liberty of summoning the police inspector in charge of the case. He'll be able to apprise you of the details. How long has he been here? He just spawned in. So I wish you the best of luck and bid you farewell. Can't you help me with anything? There's something very important that I have to do. Kazuma, what did you mean? I wish I knew, but honestly, he never told me. Anyway, we had better talk to the detective, don't you think? Yes, you're right. I hope I'm just imagining it, but I wouldn't say he looks pleased to see us at all. Does he have French fries as well? We're just gonna have to examine him, isn't it? Lord Justice's desk, I believe it's made of marble. It looks like an over-the-top tombstone that toppled over to me. Oh, I think that your fanciful imagination will work again. It's Naruhodo. It feels like everything that's... I've seen this before, probably. What won the vote yesterday? Sorry, I had to arc phone call. Well, basically... Okay, so basically I was asking... How does this work specifically? Do you just have a kid sitting here with the tray and then grabs the chicken nugget, puts it in the pudding, yeah. You know what? Not bad. What's the point? You know, a 3-course meal on a tray is just like, why? That's what I was saying. And if you want to know what won the poll, some kids will, yeah. some Roller Coaster Tycoon 2 together with Need for Speed Underground 2. This actually is reminiscent of a poll that I did a couple months ago even, perhaps. Well, this was in December, so it's just a month ago by now. It's exactly a month ago. Actually, we have the same thing here. Roller Coaster Tycoon 2 and Need for Speed Underground 2 were tied here. I decided to go with Roller Coaster Tycoon 2 on this one, and last night I decided to go with Need for Speed Underground 2. Yeah, last year. That's it's already been half a month. Can you fucking imagine? How's the stream going, and how was your weekend? I had a good weekend actually. I was planning on going to a city with my girlfriend to just visit the city. Unfortunately, she was sick, so couldn't really do anything then, so I just decided to go to my grandma and play Scrabble or Word Feud, whatever, with her, and she rage quit on me twice. You know, she started eating the board like, Grandma, what's eat? Because I could just... My entire tray was empty at the first turn, and she was like, no, you're not getting 50 plus points, we're doing a redo, and she was like, oh, and I was like, okay, sure. And then she was first, she put a word down, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna do it again. So my entire tray was empty, and she was like, anything else? The stream going? Well, the stream is going nice, but you're kind of taking me off of the fucking stream, so of the topic of the stream itself. It is freaking crazy how fast this year has gone so far. Yep. Strong vodka. Yeah, you can't really see it because my PC likes to take it out of the equation. Equation. Sorry, wrong word. Let's get back to this. We need to talk to the guy with whatever the fuck he has in his hands. He's got fish and chips, doesn't he? Could we trouble you? Your focus dialing. It's because of you. It's because of you. It's not because of me. You've done this yourself. What do? We do need an English accent. What do you think? Lovely weather, isn't it? What the fuck? What's the weather got to do with anything? In a newspaper, who the hell eats them like that? I think that was the usual back then. Tony, I'm loving my new monitor. Oh, for fuck's sake. Josh, stop fucking flexing with your monitor. We've already heard that like 5 times by now. Listen to me, you young Japanese upstart. Some frippery about the weather doesn't get every English gent eaten out of your hand, you know. But Suzuta-san told me it was foolproof. I'm a busy man, a very busy man, and you're looking like a pigeon right now. There's a crime scene to investigate, but I'm here having to give the likes of you a talking to. Did you buy that one jelly? That is awesome. Shut up, Harley. Tony wasn't here when we were talking. You'd have talked about this for like 5 times now since you got the monitor. Shut up. It's not like this is the first time you did it on the stream, and it's not like the first time you did it overall. I love how the food regens. Yeah, I would love that as well, you know, just unlimited amounts of food. Can you imagine what the other officers there will be saying, Haven't seen Gregson anywhere, have you? No, he's too busy with the bigwigs these days. And all because of some bumpkin who's here on a jaunt from a country I've never even heard of. Hear that ripping sound? That's my reputation at the yard going to tatters. There's no need to rip us apart as well. I don't believe we've been introduced. This is Mr. Ryunosuke Manarubodopuru, a defense lawyer. Eh? It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance. I'm Mr. Naruhodo's judicial assistant, Sue. Eh? It's lovely weather we're having today, isn't it? It's foolproof for her. It's foolproof for her. He's like, the fuck? He's giving her the wrist face. He's like, he's just like, but instead it's the hat. He's raising her up. He's like, yeah, it is unseasonably fine. I grant you, London winters don't see a lot of sunshine. Unbelievable. How did she pull that off? Because she has tits. So, Lord Strongheart has asked me to fill you in on the case. The name's Tobias Gregson, Inspector Gregson to you. I'm from Scotland Yard. Gregson? Inspector Gregson? What's the matter with Susato-san? Does this detective's name mean something to him? Well, it doesn't mean anything to me. Inspector Gregson. Are you almost done with this game? How far? We are 65% done, I would say. And I have the walkthrough on standby just in case, because in some cases my brain thinks differently from what the game itself wants. And the more I decide to fuck that up, the more I have to redo. Good tool to have on your side, yeah. Can hear you because my earphones are charging, but got one. Nice. I'll just do this. Let's give him a thumbs up. Everybody in chat, give Dominic a thumbs up for a strap pinch. Trust me, you're not missing. It's you. You're with RE, moron. You're not missing anything by not here. You're right about that. Dom's playing GTA RP. He's into the roleplay kind of stuff. Inspector, are you perhaps the Inspector Gregson? He doesn't regen, he just shuffles. He just reshuffles the fish and chips. You're acting like you know this man, Mr. Sato, but he's a London detective. Oh, I do know him very well, in fact. Josh, don't. I need people to talk to. He's watching some bullshit. Romeo must die. There's a hair on my tongue and I hated it. I started Squid Games this weekend. Yes, he features prominently in the adventures of Sherlock Holmes. Oh, in that publication. What's it called again? Rand's magazine? That's right, Inspector Gregson and Mr. Holmes enjoy a wonderful friendly rivalry. Really? You rival the great Mr. Holmes? That's incredible. Well, I don't know about that. Mr. Holmes isn't a professional like myself, of course, but he does come up with the goods from time to time. Mr. Holmes is equally complimentary about you, Inspector, isn't he? You've earned his highest praise. Gregson is the pick of a bad lord of all the Scotland Yards. Those were his own words. I can't remember that for the life of me. The chat's going too fast. What the hell? Love watching martial art. Recently watched the new Jackie Chan movie for Family Friday. Not sure it was the one, but Panda Plan. Well, I like him in what was that? Was it The Suit? I think the movie's called The Suit. I really like that one. Also the Rush Hour. The Rush Hour trilogy. Oh, amazing. The tuxedo. Yeah, the tuxedo. Yeah. But it's also a suit. Not a suit, you nimwit. What the fuck is a nimwit? I've never heard of that before. Well, Mr. Holmes isn't particularly known for giving compliments, you see. That he is not. And thanks to that magazine, my name's known all over London town now. That's great, isn't it? I have to admit, to start with, I was a little well flattered by all the attention. Everyone wanted to shake my hand, and my reputation at the yard went through the roof. Well, that's wonderful. No, it is not. There's nothing more sinister than the man on the street. People are always looking at me now. They are whispering rumors about me under their breath, I'm sure. Rumors? Are you quite sure? He's changed since he started appearing in those stories. The fame's gone to his head, stuff like that. And I've not heard of that movie, Tony, so I might have to watch. Put it on your to watch list. I want to say to-do list. Hey, Tony, you're on my to-do list. Let me actually do what he does. Tony. I don't have a cap with... Oh, wait. I think I do have a cap. Hey, Tony. I do have a cap. You're on my to-catch list. Fucking hell. You should watch some of his older movies than like the Police Story ones. What the fuck do you mean the Police Story? You want to know what I really liked? Fuck, which movie was it? The Police Academy. The entire series is amazing. Just me crying in the corner while you are throwing balls at me. Hey, Tony. It's time to catch you. Let me grab my sack. Fucking hell, okay. Rumble in the Bronx, Drunken Master. Like I said, they whisper, so I can't catch exactly what they're saying, but I know... Oh. But I know what folks are like. And we digress. Yeah, we indeed digress. I'm sure that's what they're saying. Sure as X is X. I get the feeling this detective could be very hard work. Oh dear. Perhaps the sunrise to fame does change people. We indeed digress. That's the thing though. With my streams, I do digress a lot. It's already been 40 minutes since I started the stream. What the fuck? How fast does time go? I know time is relative, but still. So, about the case that the Lord Chief Justice mentioned before. Nothing to tell, really. As far as we're concerned, that the odds it couldn't be simpler. He did boom. He banged her. Oh yeah, that probably means that as far as we're concerned as lawyers, it couldn't be more complicated. Well, that's the thing. They said the same thing about the last one, and at the very end, the case was dismissed because there was fake blood all over the omnibus all of a sudden, and there were fake fucking evidence planted everywhere. There was fake fucking evidence planted everywhere. For some reason, whenever my brain knows that I made a mistake in my sentence, I have to restart the sentence instead of just going with the mistake that I made. On one hand, it's kind of nice. On the other hand, it's like, Another movie I'd recommend watching is Tai Chi Master with Jet Li in it, Tony. Oh, for God's sake. But it also has to do with recording videos. Yeah, kinda. Been there, done that. Okay. I wish you were wrong about that, but I have a nasty feeling you're right. A young woman was walking along the pavement on Briar Road when she was stabbed from behind. Oh. You wanna know who else was caught from behind? Is it in the monetization? I don't think so. I don't know how clipping works exactly, so don't quote me on that. Maybe you just have to turn on shoot mode, mod view, chat highlights, chat. I don't see it. So Josh, need some help with that? I don't know myself, to be fair. There's a few mean bangers in there though. Fortunately, it wasn't fatal, but she's still laid up in hospital unconscious. How the fuck would I know? Why wouldn't you know? I need to do this, by the way. That's despicable. What sort of coward would attack the poor woman from a... Well, you know, we can also just attack her from the front with a knife. It doesn't... If that changes the fact how you feel about this, Sato, I'm fine with it. Arno's the clipping master. What the fuck do you mean he's the clipping master? He's the potato master. I suppose you would have finished whoever it was off with a Susato takedown, would you? That is neither here nor there. Miss Naruto, brace yourself, Ryu. You've angered her now. Anyway, after doing something of a whirlwind investigation, the criminal was arrested. He barely had time for a cup of tea after the incident took place, to be honest. So there must have been something left at the scene that led you directly to the culprit? Or perhaps a reliable witness will recognize the person in question? Let me stop you right there. You're wasting your time on this one. Sorry? There's nothing you can do. There's no way to help the bloke now. Why ever not? Simple. The prosecutor that's been assigned to the trial tomorrow is Lord Barak von Zieg. Okay, no. Sounds like you've heard of him then. Well, he just lost the case, so... Oh yeah, we are very familiar with Lord von Zieg. Believed to be the harbinger of death itself, the Reaper of the Bailey. Lord Barak von Zieg, who we faced in court only yesterday. Mr. McGill told us about him before a trial, didn't he? Yeah, he always brings a cup of wine, or a chalice of wine. I'm gonna let that do the talking for yourself, because I need to throw my cap away. Tony, I'll be honest, I don't think I need you anymore. Because I have a new friend. And if I can fit him on screen, that'll be fine. But I don't think I can fit him on screen right now. Oh shit. Oh shit, everything's going a little bit too fast. my fucking stool or my... There we go. Okay. See, that is why you need me. You can fit me on screen widescreen. Look, he's even got an ass. I got this for my birthday. I got this for my birthday last year, so I can't believe it's already last year. I'm almost 26. Can you imagine how old? This is my face on the daily, by the way. And maybe I need to draw a like a cigar here. No, that's not. But it's kind of fucking big. No, he's got no holes in it. What do you mean? He's kind of fluffy and fat. Jeez, I can't even fucking hug him properly. It feels like whenever I need to hug him, you know, how a hug works like this. You know, you basically have to get your attaboy. This is how a hug works. But if I can reach the back properly, then I'm like, oh, attaboy. Okay, let's throw him back in the corner where he came from. We have stuff to do. Burp the legs. How about we don't? That means that even against the Reaper of the Bailey, it's not possible to save the defendant. We did it before, kinda. No, you really don't have a clue, do you? What do you mean? Where the fuck did you just put the fries? I feel like the basement is all corners. Yeah, there's no way out, so it's all corners. What if it's circular? What if the basement was a circle, you know, or a sphere or whatever? Then there is no corners. So how would you go? Or maybe the circle is the corner. What happened to the bloke in the end? Huh? He's dead. Huh? Magnus McGill came a cropper in the omnibus when it went up in flames. So you can't rightly say you saved the defendant, can you? What are you saying? Look, if Van Zieks could get the dirt out to stick on everyone, he'd be a miracle worker. But that's not how it goes. He doesn't work miracles, he works magic. Black magic. I'd have a good long think about that if I were you. Are we really supposed to believe that? He's probably corrupt and he's probably the one that we need to take down in the last episode then. As much crying in the corner we do in the basement, we have to at least one... Yeah, true. But what if it was a circle though? Then you could just cry in the corner as in the sphere itself. Right, well, I filled you up in as requested and I'm fairly nearly out of chips. So I'll be heading back to the crime scene now. We're still carrying out a few investigations there. It was Briar Road, you said, didn't you, where the incident took place? That's correct, ma'am. And if you head over to the holding cells, you can meet the criminal himself. You've branded him a criminal already? He's as good as, shaking like a leaf in a cell he is. It'll give you a good chuckle if nothing else. He's inmate 53. Speak to the jailer and he'll show you the way. Inmate 53, thank you. So there's no helping anyone against the Reaper of the Bailey, they say. Yeah, because McGill, the last culprit, was basically found not guilty and he still died. Well, he wasn't really found not guilty, it was a mistrial, but he still died in the very end, so... Is something troubling you, Miss Naruto? To tell the truth, when I recall the trial yesterday, I can't stop myself from shaking. The idea of facing the Reaper in court again is... Well, if you think it's too much for you, there's no shame in turning the case down. That takes courage, too. But if the man they've arrested is innocent, you could well imagine he would be shaking like a leaf in a cell. And I, for one, wouldn't find the sight of that funny. So if I'm honest, I'm still reeling from the shock of yesterday's events myself, and I'm really not sure if I'll be able to help this man, whoever he is. But I'd like to try, so I think I'm going to make some inquiries. Will you help? Did you really think you had to ask? After all, I'm your judicial... Yeah, so the thing is, if I don't take the case, she has no fucking work either. So basically, she's relying on me. She's my judicial assistant. She's here in England because of you, because of the main character. And if you stop doing anything, then she has nothing to do either. She has to find new fucking work. Do something with her life. That's kind of how it works, I guess. Thank you. So then, shall we? Yes. Let's go. I guess we move. I said we move. The scene of the crime. Let's start with Briar. Briar or Briar? Wasn't Briar the woman from Scarlet Violet? Let me check that really quick. Wasn't she? Briar. Oh, yeah. I think I can do that better. Briar. Yeah, it's her. Huh. She had a card not too long ago in Stella Crown. Didn't she also have another version? Yeah, she does. Interesting. This one is 15 to 20 euros. Okay. I'm surprised, because when you take a look at this, they're like 20 euros. But when I take a look at one of the minors in, like Rosa, for example, which is 16, so barely legal. There you go. Please don't tell me this one is expensive. She's called Poppy and she's like a fucking child. Please don't make this one expensive. Thank God. Okay. Oh, I was about to say, please don't make that one fucking expensive, because it's fucking weird, man. Maybe in Japanese they did it. Oh, thank God they didn't make this one expensive. I know, I can understand kind of why they made this one expensive, but if they made this child expensive, Jesus fucking Christ, the community is weird if that's the case. Anyhow. Oh, that's the Pokemon cards. Oops, didn't mean to do that. Where's OBS? There you are. Switch. It looks cold. So this is where that happened. Brian wrote, look, Miss Naruto. There's a man on the floor. Look at the regulation metal helmet. It's unmistakable. The men of Scotland Yard are here. They're investigating as we speak. Is that really the Scotland Yard helmet? Jesus. Do you guys see the billboard on the side of the house there that says William Robbins? It's probably a little nod to Robin Williams. Which... when did Robin Williams die again? I don't know myself anymore. Like 2017 or something, not too long ago. But this was made in 2021. Rest in peace to Robin Williams, man. 2014, okay. So it could be a little nod to him. But rest in peace to Robin Williams. Honestly, though, it was one of the best actors slash comedians that was out there. But then eventually, unfortunately, he got to himself. And got himself killed. Just goes to show that depression still isn't being talked about loudly enough. But usually the best comedians are the ones that are most depressed when they're behind closed doors. Same goes for who was the guy who played Chandler Bing in Friends? Matthew Perry also had a drug overdose. Also was the funniest of the bunch. Also was kind of a funny guy. Mental health, what a problem. I like how the haha is standing in front of them. Miss Naruhodo, to see with my own eyes. They're often depicted in the adventures of Herlock Sholmes, but I never dreamt to ever come to this close. Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. Maybe I have mental health issues as well. I do, actually. A lot. To a real Bobby's helmets. What? The helmet? Of course. I have to try one on one day. Well, I hope your heady dream comes true. I don't see Inspector Gregson anywhere. Shall we see if we can sneak past and investigate the scene of the stabbing? Why should we sneak? I don't want to upset one of those bobbies and be butted out. Be butted on the head. Head butted. That's probably where... Okay. By one of those helmets. My skull would crack in too, I'm sure. Oh no, an English bobby would never do such a thing. This is a lot of gentlemen, you know. We'll see about that. We'll see about that. Okay. Does this have anything? I'm just gonna check on the roofs really quick, see if there's anything before we... That's a carriage, lamppost, snowman. What a delightful snowman. I didn't realize the English had a tradition of making snowmen as well. It looks a little creepy though. Oh, it has a scarf, look. You'd need one if you were out in this freezing cold all the time. I wish I had one. I'm afraid our budget is somewhat frozen at the moment. Should have taken the fucking 1,000 quid that the guy was willing to give you before he died, of course. A horrible death in a carriage. But still. Surely the snowman here wouldn't miss... what? But the person who made the snowman certainly would. Yeah, I know, you're right. Anyway. Even if I borrowed it, it wouldn't do much to warm my neck, would it? It's covered in snow. True. That's one of the officers from Scotland Yard. The police are making sure the crime scene is undisturbed. I have a feeling that if we wander too close, we'll be clapped in irons. I think perhaps you're being a little overcautious. We've done nothing wrong, so we have no cause for concern. Oh no, I'm not getting caught out again. Twice is enough. Twice I found myself in handcuffs, despite not knowing a thing about what was going on. Yeah, you've had some dreadful experiences. I'm sure that it's wide-eyed... I'm sure it's the wide-eyed look of panic you're so prone to. It does not favor you at all. Perhaps. What's he looking at? This patch of pavement must be where the incident occurred. Yeah, it's a very wide open space, isn't it? That's true. I can see anywhere an attacker would have been hiding. Oi! What are you foreigners doing here? Oh, we just investigating the scene. Conspiring with that mustache fellow from Japan, are ya? Conspiring? Come here to destroy the evidence, have ya? Get out of here before I give you an iron, whatever that means. A Japanese mustache man? I haven't... Wait, also, with the culprit's lawyer, we should be allowed to examine the crime scene. Shoot us away like rats. Yes, we should give him a wide berth, I think. What a disappointing experience. Okay, done that. Let's take a look at the omnibus. Oh, that's a Scotland Yard carriage. They use vehicles like that to rush to crime scenes and cart away criminals. You're very well informed, aren't you? It's a long dream of mine to ride one of those through the London streets. Well, just pick up a stone and throw it through one of the windows then. I mean, is he wrong? Is the guy wrong? Just throw a stone and you'll be in one. In cuffs, but still. But that would mean being arrested in order to ride it, wouldn't it? Still, if it's the only way, help me find a good stone. No, I wasn't serious. I'm having a feeling this woman is a total moron. Why is there a dent in this? It annoys me. What is that? Is that a Capitol building? The clouds look so big and heavy in the sky, don't they? And with the dense fog as well, everything looks hazy. Well, it is known as Foggy London Town. I can just make out some sort of spire out of the fog. It looks like it's still being built though. Ah, yeah, that must be the Crystal Tower, being built for the great exhibition to open in 6 months' time. Apparently it's going to be very striking. Glazed on all sides and the symbolic centerpiece of the exhibition. It's to be the largest exposition in history, is it? Okay. I was actually looking at the front one, I wasn't looking at the one on the back. The fuck is going on here? Something is going on there. Oh, look at the windows of that building there. I wasn't looking at the windows. It's all bricked up, I guess. I'm sure there are windows. From the wall to the wall. They're all filled in with bricks. I wasn't looking at the bricks, to be fair. I wonder why. Perhaps it's an empty property where nobody lives at the moment. There's smoke coming from the chimneys, though. Oh yeah, well, is that a chimney? I don't really see smoke coming from this house, but I think that's the house after that, but okay. Everything still feels very foreign. There's so much we have to learn about this place. You've never seen a smokestack before, have you? The fuck is that? That's a rather typical old brick building, isn't it? I'm sure it has a long and interesting history. Well, time certainly seems to have taken its toll on the place. It's crooked and sagging all over. In fact, it looks like it's decidedly worse shape than the other house around here. The thing is, man, yeah, that's the thing. I'm trying to save the best for last, but I don't know if it's the best per se, because I think it has something to do with the crime. I don't know why, but why would you leave a bike like that there? We must find some cheap lodgings ourselves as soon as possible. Yeah, you're right. Hey, wait. If you look over here, these two windows have been thrown in. If you look closer, at least. And then we have the bicycle. A British bicycle, look. Although the wheel's so misshapen, I'm sure it couldn't possibly be ridden anymore. Well, you can still ride it, it's just gonna be very fucked up to ride it. Someone must have been doing some breakneck cycling. It seems bicycles have become extremely popular in London recently. There's even a movement to change a women's dress to allow them to ride as well. Yeah, but I mean, the windows here at the front door, or the side door, however you want to call it, the windows over there look kind of off. You know, the windows to the left. To the left of her, like underneath the bow, or the arc, whatever you want to call it, there's two... Yeah, I don't know. The bicycle fad won't last. Do you dislike bicycles? No, not at all. I mean, it's not that I dislike them exactly. It's just that any occupation that involves taking both your feet off Jesus fucking Christ. It's just that any occupation that involves taking both your feet off firm ground seems reckless. If you'd ever tried walking on stilts and fallen into a river, I know you'd agree with me. We'll have to hire a bicycle sometimes. You can't sit behind me while I ride you around. Wanna bet? A part of me dislikes the height of this pole. Look at the windows, Harley. Yeah. We've talked about that one. Don't worry about it. I've already seen it. Look, there's a check mark. But yeah, this is, I guess, how it works. If yeah, they just break it up. I would be much more annoyed by the fact that the lanterns over here are this big. Like, well, holy fucking shit. However the hell that makes, I don't fucking know. Perhaps that's part of the case eventually. I'm more looking into the lanterns here. Look at the size of these lanterns. I mean, fucking hell. There are piles of snow on the pavement here and there, but the road itself is covered in carriage tracks. It seems carriages often travel down Briar Road. It soon disperses all the snow. I slipped over when I was walking down the pavement earlier. It seems like it would be far safer to walk on the road instead. Oh, but you're rather small, Mr. Naruto, and dressed in black. A wary coachman might not see you and you could be flattened by water. That's why we have reflectors nowadays, thankfully. I also have one on my new... on my new coat. So, thank you for the rather small concern. Ow. Anything else? I don't really see anything I can do here. I can't converse with anybody either, so... let's do... No, I wanted to do one more examination. Go through, see if I missed anything. Nothing. I don't see anything out of the ordinary, so... Who's drying clothes in winter? That's a good one, I have no idea. But then again, how do you dry your clothes in winter? That's much... I think that would be my question. How do you dry your clothes in winter? Like this, or winter like this? Let's go to the prison. We're probably getting a couple new characters. I'm actually gonna grab one of my... Dilikilpes stelen. Plus sponsor. Put it in front of... Yeah, I'm working on it. Shut the fuck up. I still need to get used to the fucking green screen. Usually I'm able to showcase everything. Now I have to just put it in front of me. Yeah, plus sponsor. 19th of February, local prison cell 9. So these are the British prison cells. Oh, they're ghastly. That feels just like a sex dungeon, if you will. Yes, and having experienced it in Japan myself, I can assure you that our wooden cells feel a lot cozier than those cold stone walls. Because with one of the latest updates, my Stream Deck doesn't work anymore with OBS for some reason. We can talk about that later on, because I might need your help. Maybe you can find the culprit. I'll make the case, you find the culprit. From the re-authenticate. Perhaps, I don't know. But you can help me with that one, because it seems to be still be turned on. It just doesn't want a link anymore. That just, you need to download a plugin, and that plugin doesn't work anymore for some reason. So, I'm gonna need some help with that later on. But I still have it. I was planning on selling it, but still. Oh, don't miss Neuron, you're making it worse. Apparently our client is just in this cell over here. And it's so dark at the back here, I can't make him out. I wonder what he's like. Inmate 53, your legal representative is here to see you. Stop in the back of the cell and show your face at once. Am I a cat? As yet with no name? Calling me by a number? It's utterly, unbelievably, unjustly unreasonable. I refuse to answer. You did just answer, so. Mr. Naruhodo, what do you think is going on here? I have no idea, but I wasn't just hearing things, was I? The tirade of complaints was in Japanese. Oh, so it's a guy with a mustache. Okay. Excuse me, but who? Quiet. They're all around, hiding. I know they are. They're watching, listening. Even now, I can sense it. Right. So, could I ask you, who exactly... There you are. You've come to curse me, haven't you? Don't try to hide it. You're a ghost. A ghost? Don't mind me. I'm just gonna take a screenshot of that. Of that specific Susato face right there, because this is something that's gonna be worthy for me later on. We mean you no harm, prisoner. Are you Japanese by any chance? This is beyond my wildest dreams. I am not gonna scream because I'm already over the top as is with my voice. Forgive me for that outburst before. I'm so sorry. Oh, it's fine. We were just a little surprised, that's all. Imagine it. It's been 12 long months since I left my hometown, and here I am in a frightful fix in a foreign land. A frightful fix, what the fuck. So hearing the sweet, sentimental tones of a compatriot's voice in here in that damp, dark hell was a most monumentally moving moment. This is a character. Who could have guessed that this new client, Lord Strongheart, assigned to us would turn out to be a fellow Japanese? What compassion my fellow countrymen show to dispatch a first-class lawyer all the way from Japan to defend a mere foreign student. Noble, nurturing, never failing Nippon. A first-class lawyer? Oh dear, I think there's been something of a misunderstanding here. I wonder, would you be so kind to tell us what's happened? Why would you have been detained as a suspect, for example? Yes, I can, I will. Shan't stay sullen and silent. Is he talking in haikus, but they're just weird fucking haikus? I'm not quite sure I understand what he means, but he seems happy. Yeah, he does. I just hope he actually has a good reason to be. Thank you for your cooperation. I'm a lawyer, as you said. My name is... well, that. Ryu. And I am Naruto-san's judicial assistant, Susato Mikotoba. I am a visiting student sent here by our government. Notoriously named Natsume. Soseki Natsume. I fucking hate this character already. Soseki Natsume, son? What an unusual name. Call me Soseki, please. I'm a poet, you see, a writer of He is speaking in haikus. Oh my fucking god. How do I know this shit? I thought, wasn't haiku like a poet, like a rhyme of 17 or 13 words or something? I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. If you take, it's 13. It's something of a nom de plume. A nom de plume? You mean an alias? That's right. No. Don't be so prosaic. It's much more refined than that. And haiku, that really reminds me of home. I'm pretty sure a haiku is 575. Well, he says it himself, so maybe a haiku is much more than just 575? Maybe it's the base standard for that. I don't know. Did I hear you say that you are a visiting student sent here by the government? Yeah, that's right. A year ago I was told to go and study English. First I had to suffer that misery and now this. It's beyond the pale. So 575 you say. So these are 17. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Nope. Suffer that misery. Did you not want to study here? No. I mean, I've had an interest in Great Britain for some years, of course. But just because the government tells you to do something, does it mean you can do it? No. What do you mean? If they told me to study English literature that I could have understood... Oh, wait. I'm putting the emphasis on the wrong word here. If they told me to study English literature, that I could have understood. That's my field. But no, they told me to study the English language. Utterly, unbelievably, unjustly unreasonable. He indeed do be a poet of some sorts, just not the right one. Only the other day I was told to send a report about my first year here. I tendered a blank piece of paper. Wise words on white washi. You must be a man of great standing. Oh yes, so I'm often told. And often like to be told, it seems. Could you perhaps tell us why you've been arrested, Sasaki? I didn't do it. I didn't commit that atrocious murder. Murder? She's not dead yet. Oh, no, it's alright. The woman didn't actually die, did she? But she was stabbed with a knife right before my eyes. Before your eyes? You mean you saw the attacker? I didn't see anyone. What? If I'd seen the person who did it, you think I'd be locked up in here? Oh damn, it seems this case is becoming rather complicated. Why me? Why me? Why did that silly woman have to be stabbed in front of me? I can't really do my usual voices because of the fact that I am currently having one of those pastilles in my mouth. One of the so I can't really do the put emphasis on anything. It's the curse of London. It's incredibly, inexcusably, irritatingly inconvenient. So Sasaki was that seen, but he didn't see the attacker. It's vital that we find out more about the case. It was an accursed evening, just after the snow had started to clear and heavy with fog. I'd been to the bookshop to buy some books and I was on my way back to my accursed lodgings. Sure the bookshop wasn't accursed too? As I was walking along that accursed pavement, I could make out the sole silhouette of another ahead of me. A woman, wearing a green overcoat she was. And just when I went to overtake her, she fell. Oh. I didn't say anything. What the fuck do you mean? What the hell are you talking about? She suddenly let out a little scream and collapsed onto the cold, hard slabs of the stone at my feet. How terrible. I called out to the woman, but she didn't move. It was like a ghostly, ghoulish grim graveyard. Slight exaggeration there, perhaps? I was terrified. I had to get away from there. So I ran as fast as my legs could carry me back to my accursed lodgings. That's not good. They'll say it was shameful. They'll say it was shameful, I know, to run away like that. Tell me, Sasaki, was the victim an acquaintance of yours? Don't be ridiculous. Do you think I know any of these fair-haired English and a young woman at that? I'm different, shy, timid, unsure. I can't talk to people. I see, a young woman unknown to Sasaki. And at that time, it happened... What else did you see nearby? Did anybody pass you? Regrettably, apart from myself and the woman, I didn't see a soul. No one! Which means that if he is speaking the truth, that the knife was probably thrown in her back. So the victim was unknown to you and there was nobody else on the street at the time. That creates something of a conundrum, doesn't it? What conundrum? Well, let's talk about the conundrum then. What do you mean, Susato? What's the conundrum? Well, if what Sasaki-san just told us is true, there's something I can't explain. He says that he didn't know the victim and that there was no one else at the scene. And then he apparently fled without having been seen. I did. But if that's the case, surely this man has to be the culprit. You... What did you just say? Nothing. I didn't say anything. Perhaps I thought a little too loudly. Actually, that's not what's troubling me. What I was thinking, how did Sasaki-san actually come to be arrested? Sorry? He didn't touch the victim and there was nobody at the scene to see him. So how did the police ever discover that he was there in the first place? Oh yeah. It was him. That accursed great detective. He led the police to me. Of all the bad luck, accursed great detective? Could it be? The great Herlock Scholz? I shall never forget the man's name as long as I live, with his hearty laugh and his self-proclaimed greatness. Brash, big-headed, busybody, be gone. May you be cursed until the end of your day. Herlock Scholz. I knew it. Mr. Scholz? Well, I didn't expect to hear that name from this man's lips, that's for sure. It was the morning after that nightmare unfolded on the pavement before me. I was gnawing on a sliver of hard cheese when some men suddenly burst through the door. And they started shouting at me. "This is the police, put the weapon down!" Well, it was a thin silver, and yes, it was hard, but I wasn't eating a weapon. Disgusting, dietary discrimination, devils. You clearly had a trying morning yesterday. And there he was, in the middle of all the policemen, grinning like a Cheshire cat. That Herlock Scholz. It's actually Herlock Scholz, he's English. I've since found out that he's a famous name in the detection here. Yeah, the great detective is really very well known. And his overly sharp mind managed to deduce my whereabouts apparently. He thinks I'm the knife-wielding madman. Me? This weak, stupid cannon of a man? I wonder what great deduction process led him to this conclusion. Do you mean to say that Mr. Scholz's deduction was the only reason the police arrested you? That would be really most unreasonable. Well, the thing is, I was thrown into a panic when they barged their way in. Of course you were, that's only natural. I was terrified and trembling, and they kept throwing question after question at me in impossible English. Fiendish, foreign, flammery, what the fuck? Well, we are in England. You can't really blame them for questioning you in English. Good point, but my mind went blank. I knew I had to answer, but I didn't know what to say. So he just said, yes, I killed her. So I just kept repeating things like, yes, I do, and I'm fine. Did you kill her? Yes. The next thing I knew, I was in manacles, and before I knew it, I was thrown in here. Oh dear, I'm afraid that's hardly surprising. I'm fine, he's not fine now. Mr. Naruhodo Esquire. Oh, you can just call me Naruhodo. And when you're speaking English, a simple mister is more than enough. Oh yeah, alright, yeah, they've really got me. This country is poisoning my mind. But please, I beg you to defend me in court tomorrow. You can tell them what really happened. You'll do it, won't you? Well... Why? Why is it so hard to say yes to me? Well, the thing is, I'm just a student like yourself, on a study tour. A student? I've defended the case in the Old Bailey. Only the one, though. But at this moment in time, I really don't know what I'm supposed to believe in. I'm confused about what justice in this country even means. Oh, no, hold on. I'm not even the foreign student who was supposed to be here. I'm a sort of locum lawyer, I suppose. But an armband, that's the mark of a defense lawyer from our great empire. It's a keepsake from the man who should have been here. He was my best friend. Keepsake? I'm fucked. He's basically like, that armband, that must mean you're a great lawyer, or you're a lawyer from our land. And he's like, no, this is just a keepsake, and he's like, I'm fucked. Gone. I know exactly what they're saying about me. What do you mean? The lawyers, all the British defense lawyers, they won't defend me. Goodness, why do you say that? For the same reason as you noted before, when it happened, there was only the victim and myself around, and I ran from the scene of the crime. I'm not a fool, I know it looks as though I must be the culprit. It must be very hard for you, Suzaki. Anyway, I'm a student from overseas. I'm just a foreign nobody to them. Somebody that not to be trusted. I heard them openly laughing about me before I had my ass shot without any compunction at all. Any trial for this man would be a waste of time, they said. And of course that foreigner did it. They even had the gall to say, the man doesn't understand half of what's being said anyway. That's awful. Also, they're being racist. Or being discriminatory. Well, the thing is, they're focusing on him being Japanese, not specifically on his heritage overall, or being yellow in his case. They're wrong. I've studied more English than half the policemen out there on the streets. I've traveled halfway around the world to learn about these people's country and its great history. But no one here wants to listen to a man with a strange accent. They all hate me. So at the very least, I'd like to entrust my fate to someone who can listen to me in my native tongue. You could do it, couldn't you? When I look into your eyes, I can see it. I can see what you've been through. Suzaki, it's just that... Give me a little time, please. I'll do what I can for the time being. What do you mean? We shall investigate the case as thoroughly as possible. If we can find some clues, it will give us a much better chance, I'm sure. Oh yeah, thank you. I'll be here, all alone, waiting for you. Locum student, Mr. Naruhodo Esquire. We should be going then. We have a case to prepare for. Anything else we have to? No, we can't examine anything because it doesn't matter and we can move. Okay, let's move back to the Chief Justice's office. I've already done all of this. I don't want to do this again. Do we go back to Briar? I think we need to go back to Briar Road then. This is why I have the walkthrough, just in case. What's the Japanese delegation doing here? Oh, Inspector Gregson. This isn't on a tourist trail, as I'm fairly sure you're well aware. Yeah, of course, we're here to investigate. So you've been to the holding cells then? What do you make of the criminal? He's not a criminal as you put it, Inspector, he's a suspect. Huh, we'll see about that. You Japanese like to stick together, I suppose. Well, do what you want. The thing is, this game is made by the Japanese. So the thing for me here is they are basically trying to make discriminatory remarks or racist, borderline racist remarks of themselves, which is kind of cool in a weird way, you know? Well, you do what you will, it doesn't bother me. The bloke's in court tomorrow, whatever happens, and the verdict's a foregone conclusion. What's the about? Stone Cold Air rejection. Where have I heard that before? Take heart, London at this time of year is full of Stone Cold Air. That makes it worse somehow. Tell me about Scotland Yard, Inspector. Ever since I read about it in The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes, I've been fascinated about the place. The Yard is the most sophisticated police and organization you'll find anywhere in the world, ma'am. Oh, and you know I've always dreamt of wearing a real Bobby's helmet. It does make them look the part. Well, it just makes them look silly. What do you guys think about these Bobby helmets? I think they look silly as hell. It's much like the Russians with their big fucking hats, and I forgot what the names was of these, but also they are still using these Bobbies in some cases. Yeah, it's just like it does make them look the part. How the fuck do you look the part? You look like a moron. But that's just me. That's just me talking. You certainly get the sense that this is a man who will take no nonsense in his deputy of protecting the city. Okay, hold on. I gotta do this. I gotta do this one. If there was ever a land where I would reign supreme, I would make all the policemen wear this. I would make them all wear this. Are you threatening me, Master Policeman? I am this country. Peekaboo! I would make them all just wear this fucking robe. You like the way I look? Hmm? If you want to see what's underneath, you better take me out to dinner first. This galaxy is mine. Look like those things from Harry Potter, Death Eaters. Well, thanks very much. Now I just want to see. What the fuck is a Death Eater? I am disappointed, Tony. I am very disappointed in this. I should use this robe more often now I think about it for streams, because I have this laying in the back, but I don't use it for anything. I just used this back when I was going to Comic-Con last year or 2 years ago. Such a shame that I'm not using this anymore, because I did pay $15 for this, so maybe I should. But okay, back to the Dementors. Oh, Dementors, that's something different then. Oh yeah, yeah. Okay, yeah. Okay, that makes more sense than what you just said. I don't watch Harry Potter. I have watched Fantastic Beasts and a localized version of Harry Potter every now and then. You know, I just see a series every now and again, all of it, and I just watch like one. Nice PJ pens. Thanks, homie. Thanks, homie. I literally usually when I do this just a localized Harry Potter series, you know, as in they just talk Dutch over it, so. But yeah, I do stream in my pajamas like 90% of the time, so... I've always done that since the very beginning, because I just like the fact that my PJs are so comfy, and, you know, it's me. It's me. I don't care. My PJs. We just vibing here. We just relaxing. I mean, if you don't want to see me in my PJs, why are you watching in the first place? Oh yeah, doesn't he look wonderful? No, we just look silly. Bin Laden Bobby's hard going, I can tell you. Yeah, because you have to wear that fucking hat. Oh, really? First thing in the morning, you know what he does? Goes around and rouses all the laborers on his beat so they can get off to work. What, he wakes people up? Yep. Raps on their windows with a long pole. Did it myself, going back a bit. Is that really how it worked back in the day? Are these guys your alarm clock? They could have just made the Big Ben do a big boom, but then he wouldn't be called the Big Ben, so The Bobby works for the people of the town. It's just another one of his duties. After that, he starts tirelessly patrolling the streets all day long. He has to cover 20 miles a day, that's the regulation distance. 20 miles, okay. I can't really imagine how far that is, but it sounds like a long way. Let me see. We going back to the metric system with this one? 20 miles. That's approximately the distance from Tokyo to Yokohama. Oh. On foot, that's definitely taking a step too far. Ah, nice pun. Got it. And when it goes dark, of course, he has the important job of lighting all the gas street lamps. Oh, they are still filled with gas. Jesus fucking Christ. And he has to use the long pole for that as well. Oh, fuck. Look. Why do you do that? Oh, now I know why they're so high up. Otherwise, people can just blow them out. And I suppose in between all of those duties, Bobbies are expected to investigate cases as well. And chase after criminals trying to evade the law. I'm not sure you could call it in between exactly. More alongside, but yes. They're expected to handle those jobs as well. We do have men kneeling over from time to time, I admit. I do have men kneeling over from time to time as well. So in that case, all my men are Bobbies too. I'm making myself sound like a slut, Harley. Why do you do this? I'd always dreamt of wearing one of those helmets, as I said. But it's with a heavy heart that I shall have to relinquish that dream to you, Miss Naruto. Your heavy heart will be my heavy head if you do. Okay, how far does this actually go before part 1 is done? Oh, part 1 actually goes quite a long way down. I don't have the time for this entire part, so I think I'm gonna have to call it quits after we do this. The victim, a young woman, was stabbed with a blade from behind. Is it right the lady's still unconscious now? You mentioned that she's being treated in the hospital. I never said she was a lady. Truth is, unless she comes around pretty smartish, we won't be able to find out much about her at all. I suppose that means they haven't been able to take a statement from her, of course. Where did he put the fishing chips? Here's a map of the local area I happen to have on me. You can take it if you want. Really? Are you sure? We can use that. Chekhov's gun. It's your policy to give lawyers, defendants, suspects the odd bit of information to go on. I haven't actually accepted the job yet, but still. You don't have to tell him that. Thank you, Inspector. We gratefully accept. I need to fart. And I want to fart into the mic, but I won't. I will save you. I'll save you. I digress. The local map has been entered into the court records. Very cool, very cool. Anyway, as far as we know, there was no one else on the scene other than the victim and your fellow countrymen. So who did it, do you think? Not much of a head scratcher, is it? Well, I know Mr. Natsume is also claiming not to have seen anyone else around, but just because he didn't see anyone, it doesn't mean we can be sure that nobody else was present. I'm sorry to have to tell you, but we most certainly can be sure. How? Because, ma'am, the precise moment of the stabbing didn't go unnoticed. It what? We have two very reliable witnesses. Yes, much like the first 3 chapters, where we could just fucking swoop the rock underneath them and they would just fall because their statements are shit. It was a typical foggy London day and your client obviously didn't see them. There were witnesses now. Okay. Who are these witnesses, Inspector? It's been fun, I got to get going. Thanks for the come by, Tony. I will talk to you later. Have a good one. A fellow and his wife, and the man's one of the most reliable and respected citizens in all of London. He's a copper from Scotland Yard. Oh. Might not be around much, heading out of town for the week. Okay. Well, let me know when you're back in town then, I guess. We'll talk later. Bye-bye. A policeman. And this policeman just happened to be here at the exact moment the woman was attacked? Nothing peculiar about that, ma'am. Part and parcel of being a bobby. Catching the bang and all in the act and all that. Do you think it might be possible for us to ask the policeman a few questions? Be my guest. You can ask him what you like. In court tomorrow. Oh. I have no doubt he'll be summoned as a witness. Well, yeah, because it literally revolves around this then. Because otherwise it's just circumstantial. If there's a witness that clearly stated that he did it, then we have something more to go by. That's that then. He's got no intention of letting us meet the man beforehand. And you can also just go if you know the man, but we don't know the man. Policeman witnessed the incident. As your judicial assistant, I must warn you that this could make a job very difficult indeed here, because he's a copper, he's got the moolah, the reputation. Oh yeah, one more thing, Inspector. What? The person who led you to the suspects, I heard that was Mr. Sherlock Holmes. What are you bringing him up for? Was it something I said? The color has drained from his cheeks. Not his ass. He's just sad that he didn't find out, didn't he? The twitchy Japanese bloke goes on trial tomorrow. Are you going to defend him or not? Well... it makes no difference to me, but I will just say this. No London lawyer with his salt would touch that case with a barge pole. What that means. Because the prosecution is being handled by the Reaper of the Bailey, you mean? There's no way to save the man now. It's a waste of time trying. Well, we did win in a sense before. Then again, he still got his ass handed to him in the very end because he set the other guy on fire, but still. The Reaper, he hasn't appeared in court once for a good few years now. Yeah, we did hear something to that effect. And the only people he usually bothers with are the real scum. The master criminals, the violent ones. Master criminals? The violent ones? That's right. He handpicks his victims, only deals with those guaranteed to go to the gallows for their sins. But Mr. Natsume wouldn't hang for what he's accused of, surely? That's just my point, sunshine. Yes, the young woman was stabbed, but it didn't kill her. Couldn't even say the intent was there. So this isn't the sort of case I'd be expecting the Reaper to want to sink his teeth into, for want of a better phrase. Oh, it's not exactly a minor infraction, is it? No, there's got to be more to it. Some reason he's taken an interest. Maybe it's his sister, the one that got stabbed. Really? What sort of reason, Inspector? You think I could tell what's going on the inside of that Lord of Darkness? You'll have to ask him yourself at tomorrow's trial. Are we really going to face the Reaper again? The Lord of Darkness, as he put it. Mr. Sholmes. Are you still sad about it? Who did you hear that name from? It was Mr. Natsume who mentioned it. He said that Mr. Sholmes was with the police when they entered his lodgings. I'm sure it was the result of Mr. Sholmes' inspirational great deduction. Fiddle faddle. The man's an amateur, and I'm getting sick and tired of him showing his mug everywhere. I don't know where he gets his information from, but he turns up at the scene of the crime, wanders around spouting incomprehensible rubbish, and before you know it, he claims to have solved the case. Low battery, thanks. You're low battery yourself too. He's quite astounding, isn't he? He's a great help to Scotland Yard though, isn't he? Gibble gabble. Ever seen this before? Yeah, that's Rand's magazine. A wonderful publication in which the adventures of Sherlock Holmes... yeah. Well, that wonderful publication, as you put it. sees fit to include several of the Yard's detectives in his stories, and the so-called great detectives makes a mockery of all of us. If you ask anyone at the Yard, it's a misadventure to be included in any of his tales at all. Well, I suppose there's an element of that. We work our socks off, every one of us, only to be affronted by the public thanks to that obnoxious detective. The man's as dangerous as Scotland Yard, as he is to all our criminals. That can't really be true, can it, Inspector? Clearly, the great detective and the police have a complex relationship. Well, I don't think we're going to get any more useful information out of the detective. Mr. Naruhodo, can I make a suggestion? Yeah, what is it? Well, it seems to me that we must speak with him about this. By him, do you mean Mr. Sholmes? Yeah, Mr. Sherlock Sholmes, exactly. Look at those shining eyes. You can't wait, can you? Well, Mr. Natsume did blame Mr. Sholmes for all of this, didn't he? Yes, he did. He really did. Which makes him an involved party in the case. Are you going to ignore that? I assure you, it's not simply my selfish desire to meet with Mr. Sholmes again. The trouble is, we have no idea of the man's address even. It's Baker Street. Oh, I'm gonna get thrown. How do you know that? It's in the stories, of course. 20 Baker Street. Why do I hear music? I see. Well, there's nothing going to stop us, I suppose. We'd better try to find our way there before Susato-san gets any more excited and unpredictable yet, because otherwise you get thrown into the corner again. So we're to have a reunion already with the great detective, Mr. Sherlock Sholmes. I am going to save this straight away. People, I hope you all enjoyed this. It's been only 90 minutes since we started this game, and we have been streaming for over 90 minutes, but the thing is, I'm taking into account the fact that I blabbed about stuff for 10 minutes in between, so this is going to be a long sit for me. So I need to have a little bit of a game plan for this one, and I need to figure that out myself. For now, as far as I know, the entirety of... Let's see. No, we don't have any one of these Epsiode Chronicles things anymore, so I will put them in the polls. Unless, Josh, by the way, I don't know if you're still here, but I am going to need 3 games from you. 1 which I don't have and 2 which I do have, but I'll DM you later with what I want from you for the next poll. Because it's your turn to pick 3 games. That's how democracy works, I guess. So, people, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this one. Leave a like if you are on YouTube for some reason. While you're watching this on YouTube, go watch it live. You know, links are in the description. And as always, thank you so much for watching. I will see you upcoming Sunday, where we are gonna play whatever Josh puts in the poll. And upcoming Monday, which is next week, of course, we are going to be playing the Pokemon BDSP Feminist Nuzlocke again, which has the 8th gym in it. People, thank you so much for watching. I will see you all again next time. Bye-bye, have a good one, and have a good night.